BodyKinetics.
How's it, everybody? Leon here. So just doing a quick testing of a few bits of equipment here at the moment, and the program that I'm going to busy start doing at the moment is part of my cardiac rehabilitation group. Now I've got the video playing there at the moment, and I've got my heart rate strapped on me, so I'm just going to do this for a little bit just so I can check and just to test out my cardiac rehab program. Now I know obviously it's very bright in here at the moment, so testing out a few different things, testing out first of all the program. Got to see if my heart rate, so I've got it connected onto my phone at the moment, so it's busy displaying my heart rate, my intensity level. And then according to the program that I've set out for the cardiac rehab group, I've got different intervals set. And what I'm busy doing there at the moment on the screen, I've got my interval set. It's showing me the exact sort of intensity levels that I need to be working out. And then as the program changes, it's going to go into different intensity levels, etc. So I'm going to follow the program for a little bit. Going to test it out, just going to see how everything works, and then hopefully I'll be able to upload that. I'll try and briefly show on the screen. What I should have done is maybe showing you the heart rate here in comparison. Let me just do that real quick. So I just have it connected onto my smartphone at the moment. And then, as I was saying, so I'm busy working out. Hopefully you can see that because it's very bright there at the moment. But I mean, I can see the intensity levels that I need to be training at. So I've got all the warm-up set, 60 to 70% heart rates. I'm going to do that for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to go on to different intervals. And then, as I said, I'm following that on my display here. So hopefully with the cardiac rehab program, I'll have a few people lined up. So excuse the mess, I'm busy doing different testing here at the moment. So hopefully each individual will have their little heart rate monitors strapped up. They'll be able to track their progress in terms of what they're doing in terms of intensity level, follow that on, and then obviously work on the program there. So as I said, I'm going to give this a go for a few minutes, and then hopefully I'll just upload this and see how that's going to work out. So if there's anyone interested in trying to follow on with this program, if you're keen on doing something like this, then maybe just send me an email, and we'll try and get the group going. It's the first time I'm actually doing something like this here, so this is trying just to generate a little bit of interest. So if there's any interest, definitely pop me an email. Now obviously if you have any sort of heart issues, blood pressure, cholesterol, all that type of stuff, what I will be doing before you actually start off with the cardiac rehab program, it's going to start off with what we call a functional capacity test. Going to strap you up to heart rate monitors, blood pressure monitors, oxygen saturation monitors. You'll be sort of doing an initial fitness test and assessment, having a look at your blood pressure and exercise heart rates, and also your saturation levels while you're busy working out. making sure that you're staying within, you know, your set limits. So even if you're sort of phase 3, phase 4 post cardiac surgery, we'll be able to monitor, make sure that you're doing your exercises perfectly. If you're in sort of second phase cardiac rehab stuff, I'll obviously be doing ECG, sort of sub-maximal ECG stuff on you first. And then obviously working with either your GP, cardiologist, making sure that, you know, when you are doing the exercise that you're doing it within the prescribed levels. So that's basically the concept behind the cardiac rehab program. Now, a lot of my clients have actually asked me, you know, would I be doing spinning classes and that type of stuff? Not really my interest, to be honest, but that might be on the cards in future. So if I do have a lot of people that are interested in this program and they want to maybe continue after they've done their cardiac rehab stuff, then I might be doing, you know, some fitness classes in future.
Next interval 60-70%.
So just done with my warm-up.
3, 2, 1. 60-70% for 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm following the next interval. I'm going to go between 60 to 70% of my target heart rate. And once again, for every specific individual, their 60 to 70% is going to be completely different to the next person. And the same thing here, the main difference with this program as opposed to doing standard, let's say target heart rate values, is I'll be doing that sub-maximum test on you and look at your heart rate and blood pressure readings and saturation levels, etc., to determine what is the safe intensity level for you. So your 60 to 70% might be, you know, very low in comparison to other people, or it might be very high depending on what your blood pressure and heart rate response is to exercise. So I rather work it that way as opposed to, you know, just going on the normal traditional 220 minus your age group, because each individual's heart rate and blood pressure response will be completely different. So that's why I would do the comprehensive fitness tests beforehand and then calculate each individual's safe exercise limits or their intensities, and then go according to that, and then determine what their maximum heart rates are, and then work out their, let's say, their breakdown of what their intensity levels are. I'm just going to try and focus a little bit more on my intensity zones. So at the moment I'm going sort of steady between 60 to 70%, just trying to keep it within that safe zone. Sort of very low intensity. So with the cardiac rehab program, I've worked out basically up until 12 weeks of cardiac rehab, but we'll start off, the first 8 weeks will be general base level stuff. First couple of weeks, you know, starting very low intensities, not really doing too much in terms of strenuous stuff. Also have breaks in between where we will constantly be measuring blood pressure and heart rates. And then as your fitness improves, the intensities will improve, or increase rather. It will, you know, it will sort of, as you progress, it will get progressively more challenging. But also, you know, that's in response to how your fitness levels increase, or then if there's any problems, we can pick that up. We'll be able to send you either back to your GP for further investigation or back to the cardiologist, depending on the results of the tests in between. So as I said, the cardiac rehab program starts off with eight weeks. But then the option of going on to the 12-week program, depending on what your levels are, we'll do a pre-assessment. Then sort of halfway through the program, around about 6 weeks, we'll probably do another assessment. And then post 12 weeks, we'll probably do another one. Now, in terms of, you know, what you'll probably need any person nowadays has a smartphone, they can download a very basic app. I have all the measurements or the heart rate monitors, etc. So when they come in, literally just strap on the heart rate monitors. I have the oxygen saturation measures as well. Only thing that they might need to invest in is the blood pressure cuff. Now I do have one in particular that's an electronic device. So what basically happens is after a couple of minutes of exercise, we'll stop, have a quick measurement, check what your blood pressure values are, and then obviously you can either download that or send that to your GP as well. And then hopefully once we do these regular fitness tests and functional capacities, we'll sort of take the results and then sort of send that off to your GP and your cardiologist as well. So coming up, almost 10 minutes of exercise so far. Still staying within the 60 to 70%. As I was saying, so for this video, not going to go too much more in detail. Just going to slow it down steadily. But the majority of these programs or exercise classes will have a slow, steady warm-up. We'll do a few intervals, maybe have a break in between just so we can measure blood pressure, heart rates, etc. And then continue on with the class. It'll usually be about 45 minutes of exercise. As I said, maybe the first couple of weeks might be a little bit longer, just to make sure that when you're doing the exercise, you're staying within your safe zones, and then making sure that you're recovering sufficiently, and if there's any problems, at least we'll be able to address that straight after. So thanks for watching this video. As I said, if there's anyone who's interested in doing these type of classes, by all means feel free to pop me an email. You can either send it to one or two. So it's info@bodykinetics.ie. That's probably the best one to send it to, or my other channel is PhysioZone, so info@physiozone.com. So either of those ones. So just a quick side note here, just showing you, so we'll be measuring all of these values here. So from this session, just to show you, did a little bit of warm-up, stayed in the 60 to 70% heart rate, and then towards the end had a little bit of a cool down. So for each individual person, they'll have their own sort of percentage of intensity, and then we'll work those specifics out for each individual. So after they've done their training session, they can see exactly how much time they spent in those target heart rate zones. So just as a quick overview, as I said, that's going to be for the 12-week program. Anyway, thanks for watching the video.